Good morning, and hope you all have been well. And this is part 3 of the Pokemon Rejuvenation V13.5 Let's Play. Set mode, no items. So before we do get started, I want to summarize the last episode real quick. So we had our bro moment with the SS Oceania, made our way to the Oceania Pure, talked to Tesla for a little bit, made our way to the laboratory here, talked to Amanda and Jane, got our starter, talked with the professor and Ren, and then I went into my little rant and ramble about EVs and IVs. I will say it again, if some players may be playing along, doing a no items set mode challenge run, I would highly advise, if you don't know much about how the EV training room and all of that works, that you do check out the last episode towards the end. It's about 20 minutes. You can up the speed if you really want to, and again, I guess just take a listen to it. There may be better people that can give better explanations than I did, but either way, whoever you want to listen to, get the advice from somebody. It is useful and helpful, especially if you are doing a challenge run that you do care about EV investments. And of course, like I said before, you don't have to do it only for challenge runs. Whether you're playing through the game casually or on normal mode and you still want to care about it, that is totally fine. Getting into that kind of stuff will only benefit you and your team and the performance, again, of your Pokemon overall. So yeah, so let's go on ahead and heal up our Pokemon real quick. Now, if there are new people checking out the series, this is a new added thing, the exclamation point above the trainer. I feel like most people already know what this is, but just in case if there are new people, this is pretty much a sign that you can start up a side quest. This is, if I'm not mistaken, for the help center request. So for the time being, we're not going to get into that today. At some point, probably after the Golden Wood Forest situation and all of that, I will do a separate video on this Let's Play going over each and every help center request. It's something that I cannot stress enough, especially with a game this large, that doing help center requests, doing side quests, it will only benefit you, and it does add to the story. It is very, very important and very crucial that you do care about them. If need be, I believe there is a guide for every side quest available, friendship points and all of that on the Discord, the Reborn Discord, sorry. I can leave links, like I could copy paste it and put it in the description if you wish to read and check it out if you are not within their Discord. So let me know if you would like me to add that to the description. And of course, credit to, I believe their user is Dread or Drade, it's something like that. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but I believe they are the ones that did the work with creating those specific lists. And of course, I want to give credit to the person that made that entire list. But anyways, though, East Gearen City, this is the city, of course. I feel like I worded that weird, but that's okay. The one thing that I recommend with Rejuvenation, same thing with Desolation and Reborn especially, is it can get intimidating getting into these more larger games. And by the way, I'm talking more so to new players. If you don't really care to listen, that's totally fine. But anyways, though, it is highly important that you explore, battle everybody within the apartment, talk to everybody within the apartment. Again, there's a Great Ball right there. You got it for free. Very nice. You could talk to people, battle them, get experience, get levels, and again, get certain items and whatnot. Again, it only benefits you. Yes, it may take some time. You may be somebody that doesn't care about going out and exploring too much, or maybe doing side quests. But again, it's something that I have to like bring up and say, and I might get into like a full-on story with my past early times playing through Reborn and all of that, but you can't treat this game as a normal Pokemon game. You can't treat it as like a lot of Pokemon fan-made games. They are two completely different things, I think is how I want to word it. Yes, it is a Pokemon game and the basics are all there, but this is a much more story-rich style of game, if that makes sense, and it has more of a challenge to it, so keep that in mind as well, getting into some of these more difficult story-rich kind of games. And of course, not saying that like official Pokemon games or other fan-made games are not good. I'm not trying to say that. There are very good official games and very good fan-made games out there, but I stand firm, most of them do not compare to the story of Desolation, Reborn, and Rejuvenation. I just feel like those are the top 3 best of the best. But anyways, we'll talk to this guy here. Now of course some of them aren't going to give you anything, but they do give you some of the time maybe some lore, some characters' names and whatnot. Like you learn about Lusa, we'll see her in a little bit though, so yeah. But I don't know, I guess overall to like new people, it's worthwhile to read, check it out, take your time with it, be patient with it. That's honestly what I'm trying to like get at. Give it patience, do not rush it. There's no point in trying to rush this game. It's extremely great, beautiful and all of that. Why rush the story? There's no need to do that. Now of course I'm kind of like skipping through the trainers. I've played this game 10 plus times. I know what the majority of the people say, and I don't think anybody wants me to read literally every single NPC, for example, but again, it does not hurt to like talk to them, see what they got to say, and again, some may give you items or get you into a side quest, or may say some lore, mystery kind of stuff that makes you kind of like question a few things about the game itself. So yeah. So I guess here we'll go on ahead and battle this guy here. Now I also want to in the future, probably on my Anna guide playlist, whenever I get into like guide videos and whatnot, well, more updated guide videos with Anna as the pro tag for that video. I really want to as well get into every location that gives you karma points. Now I'm not sure if there's a video like that out there as of now, but that video will take me a long while to even complete, honestly, but we'll see what happens. Excuse me, sorry, this building is owned by Miss DeVell. She has requested a strong trainer to visit her recently, but other than that, normal visitors are not allowed. Allow me to assess your strength? Sorry, but you do not have the power Miss DeVell is looking for. Alrighty. Alrighty, I'm back now. Sorry for the pause. Had to give me another water bottle. Kind of reminds me, I gotta head to the store to get some more though. But anyways, that's not really important. Let's see. I've always wondered what was up with Miss DeVell. I kind of thought that it would be like an event or a side quest within V13.5, sorry. And, what was it? The Colvere clan sisters. I really thought that was gonna be something like within V13.5, because like we're getting towards the end game. Well, technically we pretty much are at the end game, so it just kind of like surprised me that some stuff wasn't completed during V13.5, but I guess it makes sense as well, possibly. I'm not too sure, but we'll see what happens though during V14. I know I'm really excited about it because I've seen on their Patreon post by Jane that he's done some mapping stuff, but so yeah, I don't want to get like it's kind of like tricky. Like I like to like talk about stuff, but it's like, since it's like Patreon posts, I don't feel that it's right to say that stuff if people aren't Patreons, if that makes sense. So let me actually stop there just in case. But there's a good example there, Green Shard, about getting like random items on rocks and whatnot. So yeah, I guess since we are kind of exploring and whatnot, I guess I can get into my Reborn story. I don't know if anybody would really care to listen. If not, that's totally fine too. As I like to say, I don't expect people to like watch like every second of the Let's Play, and I think I had a voice crack there. But it's more so, I assume people just kind of like have it as like background noise, sorry. Is brack even a word? I don't know actually. But anyways, background noise, you know, doing like certain stuff, because like from time to time, it's actually kind of like interesting. Oh, whoops, no. I want to learn that. I did not mean to get rid of that move, but that's okay. We'll make it work. But yeah, like, it was kind of like interesting because like I got like a few comments, like I like putting this in the background, doing like studies and whatnot, and I was like, well, that's actually kind of cool. I'm kind of glad that I'm like background material. It's actually kind of like an interesting way to like see the channel, because like I do that almost all the time, whether it's with like music or maybe like a random stream if I got like paperwork and stuff like that that I'm working on. So yeah, it's always kind of like nice to see like different ways that people like watch videos and whatnot. But anyways, enough of me sounding dumb and rambling there. Let me see here. Oh, that's right, the third floor. They give a warning. It is a little funny scene, but she has a lot of very powerful Pokemon. It is one of the 5 Colvir clan sisters. I would advise not messing with her as of now, but you can if you want to check out that scene if you are a new player. But anyways, the Reborn thing, before I do forget, and by the way, as I'm like ranting and rambling, I'm just gonna kind of go through each and every building and whatnot, and then I'll kind of like point out stuff that I think is important, like right there, the old rod, that might be useful for a few people. Iron there, again, you can sell that, get what, $4,900. That's free early money. Why not explore? Why not get these items? Again, I'm going to be saying that forever and ever. Now, of course, like mid-late game, as you have more established items and whatnot, you don't have to like worry about it as much. But again, exploring only benefits you, especially early game. I don't think I brought that up, doing it more so early game, but I'll do that now. But for Reborn though, I got into like a situation back then, around 2014, 2016 era, that I used to play extremely competitively on Pokemon Showdown. I would say during like the OU era, it was like Gen 6, Gen 7. I was mainly good with Gen 6, wasn't bad with Gen 7, got out of playing competitively during like honestly like mid Gen 7, early Gen 8. I just didn't have that competitive mentality anymore, and I feel like I don't really have that anymore. And I don't know, like I do like challenges, I do like playing Pokemon and whatnot, but I like playing casually. But again, I do like a challenge. I like, again, this is like a challenge run, but it's more so I don't know, like I just don't feel like I'm like a competitive guy, if that makes any sense. At least not anymore, for the most part. But anyways, during that time, what was it? I think I was like rank. I fluctuated around like 16 to 1800-ish. What is it? ELO, whatever that is, something like that. I'm not too wise with that kind of stuff anymore. but that's pretty much the range that I was at during Pokemon Showdown and all of that, during my teen years and all of that. And I got to a point that I really got into playing. I did not mean to start up this cutscene. My bad. I haven't saved in a while, have I? Give me a second. Alrighty, thankfully I actually saved within that apartment, so I think we're good for now. We'll have to redo a couple of stuff, but that's okay. But anyways, during like Showdown and all of that, I got to a point that I really wanted to get into like Pokemon game challenges and whatnot. So I did like Nuzlocks, like Egg Lock runs, I believe that's what they were called. I did some like hard mode Nuzlocks as well. And then I kind of like realized, wait a minute, there's a thing called fan-made games. And I was like really intrigued by that, honestly. Hey Amanda, I'll talk to you later. But anyways though, I kind of like brought that up because I think that's a new thing. Amanda actually like walking out and about. But anyways, I was like, okay, that's interesting. And this was kind of like around the era where like Insurgents was insanely popular. Pokemon Uranium, rest in peace to them, was very popular, and probably a few other games that I'm forgetting about. What was that? I know there's a few that I'm forgetting. Phoenix Rising, I think, is one. There's another one. Imprene, I think, was somewhat popular, and I do want to play that game on the channel at some point. It's been years, probably like 4+ years since I've even touched that game, but I wouldn't mind going back to that game. But anyways, I was getting into like a lot of those games, and I didn't necessarily do challenge runs. A couple of them, I didn't do anything like hard mode on those ones, but I did do like normal Nuzlocks with a couple of them. I think I don't remember. I think I did one for Insurgents, because like there's like a password thing if I'm not mistaken. I didn't do one for Imprene, definitely not for that one. I would like to at some point, but I haven't. See, there's Karina there. Hey, my name's Karina. I run a little gang down here. If you want to join, then I suggest you gain more strength. Will do. I guess we'll talk to Amanda real quick. How are things going for you, Alon? I'm just hanging around looking for skilled trainers. If you're looking for a challenge, you should visit the East Gearen Gym. It's actually just north of here if you are interested, but be warned, the gym challenge is difficult and many give up even before getting their 3rd badge. I know I read that all wrong, sorry, but that's okay. But yeah, I think I did like Nuzlocke for some of those. I think technically probably the hardest one probably would have been Insurgents or Dark Rising. I know I did a Nuzlocke for Dark Rising back then as well. Somehow got through it, but yeah. Unless I'm wrong and misremembering, but I believe I did. Gotta keep in mind, like, this is like when I was like a teen, so many years ago. But anyways, like, I was really fascinated about like fan-made games and doing like challenges and whatnot. But I got to a point that I was like, they're good games, they're different, but I don't know if like stale is the right word, but there was just something about them that just wasn't really catching my attention. Like, I got to a point that I was like, I feel like I only care about challenge when I kind of want to get into something that actually has a story, has something to tell you, instead of, you know, the main point, hey, evil team, Elite Four, champion, you're done. Like, of course, like, there are, like, other stuff here and there with, like, fan-made games that do it a little bit better than official games, but to me, it felt the same, and I really wanted something different. And that was when I found Pokemon Reborn, I believe 2015, 2016 era. This had to been during V16, V17? released. Well, sorry, E16, E17. Rejuvenation, they call it versions. Reborn, they said episodes, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, though, I found the game and I was like, okay, it seems interesting. New field mechanics, story and whatnot, and I was like, I'll give it a try. Why not? We'll see how it goes. Now, with me getting into it, I was like, okay, I got a lot of confidence. More than ever, I don't have a lot of confidence nowadays. But back then, I was like, you know what? I've been doing this for so long. I got this. Easy peasy. It absolutely whooped my butt the first time that I went through it. And at that time, you know, I really wanted something story driven, and I think I forgot to say it as well. I wanted something that was somewhat more challenging, and Reborn is what did it to me. Now, of course, some people may find Reborn to be easy, and that's totally fine. And even like now, playing through it multiple times, it's not a hard game. And I still want to do a no items run at some point of the game. We will do a series one day, but not right now, of course. But anyways, first time getting into it, it just whooped my butt. I was just so mad. I was frustrated. I was just like, what the hell is this madness? Like, what is going on here? And I remember during, I think it was version 18, I got to that point, finally beat like the most recent point, something like that. No, V17, sorry, not V18. I got to the end of like that episode, and I had such a bro moment. I was like, what the hell is this? This was so dumb. Why would I ever do this to myself ever again? I'm not touching this game. And I had such a stupid mentality, but at that moment, something clicked in my head. And I was like, wait a minute. What are you saying? What are you doing? You got mad. You got frustrated. This is what you've been looking for. And I realized that I went about the game in the wrong way as well. I tried to play it as like an official Pokemon game. I tried to play it as a normal fan-made game that I'm used to playing, that it's, alright, start to finish, go through it, you know, and just, I don't know, again, like, not explore, not get invested with the story, and like, you know, not pick up items. Again, like, I treat it as if it was like a normal like game, in a sense that I wanted to rush it, not give it the patience, not give it the time that it deserved. And at that point I realized I'm being a complete idiot. Let's turn this around. Let me play through it the way that it's meant to be played. Take your time, explore, read everything, talk to everybody. And when I went through my second gameplay of Reborn, I don't know why, I had like a third eye opening moment. It was so insane. And I was like, wait a minute, this isn't as bad as I was making it out to be. I played it in the wrong way. I played it as 6 Pokemon, barely catch anything else, and just, what was that one person that said it during intense mode? Like, brute force it with very limited amount of items, Pokemon, and all that kind of stuff. I played it in the wrong way. These kind of games, you can't play it with only 6 Pokemon. I mean, unless like you're a god at Pokemon, then sure, go right ahead and do it. But for the most part, you have to like explore, you have to correct, you have to catch a variety of different Pokemon. That's just what is required for these more large styles of games. It's just what is necessary. And again, the reason that I'm bringing up that story is because it taught me a valuable lesson, that if you're gonna care and want to get into these more story-rich kind of games, you have to read everything, give it the time. And I know I'm being repetitive, I apologize, but Again, explore, check everything out. There are so many wonderful things about these games, and you know, on your second, third, fourth playthrough, if you wish to do so, you know, you might notice something a little different. You might be into like connecting the dots on the story of Rejuvenation. Playing through it a second, third time, you might see a different perspective on certain stuff. Maybe you have difficulties with battling, but maybe the second or third time you're playing through it, you're like, wait a minute, let me go outside of the box. Let me try this Pokemon, or let me use that item. Let me try this or that. And again, exploring, trying, and, you know, doing it is the best thing that you can do for yourself for these kind of games. And by the way, that's one of the main reasons why Reborn is easily my favorite Pokemon game of all time. It pretty much got me into games like Rejuvenation and Desolation, and I will forever be grateful to Amy, Cass, Jane, Zumi, and every developer that has worked hard on all those kinds of games. So that's why I have like a lot of like love and appreciation for them, because like again, not only are these more on the difficult side, but it actually tells, all of them tell a very interesting story. They have a lot of mystery, a lot of lore to them, and it's something that most fan-made games, you know, in my eyes, I don't want to say like fail to do, but they don't go above and beyond what they have done. So I guess that's kind of my story. There might have been some stuff that I messed up or said incorrectly, of course, but I think that's pretty much the majority of it. But yeah. Anyways, Wurmple here. Let's go for Ember. There also also reminds me we gotta go to the hotel to meet up with a certain someone. Now, thankfully, there is a like a friendship guide calc on like a Google spreadsheet. You can, if people want me to, I'll leave like links to all of those in the description if you want to check them out. But like on your own like Gmail and all of that, you can make like a copy and edit it yourself and literally keep track of, let's say, alright, I did this side quest on this game file, and write a little like typo or like type it onto the thing. Or okay, by the Rejuvenation friendship or relationship counter, Alita has 5 points, so I'll put 5, 4 for Alan, 27 for, I don't know, truck guy, even though I don't think you can get friendship points with him, but just giving like examples, it is very helpful. So if you're trying to like keep track of that kind of stuff. Anyways, I kind of forgot what I was about to get into, but that's okay. Let's get back into this because I feel like I've been rambling quite a bit and not making a ton of progress. Whoops. Let's go for Ember here. Gotta go back and re-heal the team, by the way. Now, we will, of course, be capturing more Pokemon. I've been more so focused on getting all of this out of the way. Okay, so he moved on out of the way. Let me go re-heal the team. And I went the wrong way. I gotta still explore the apartment. That's okay. Now also, there are gonna be like static encounters. Like at the Oceana Pier, there was the Buizel, Nidorino. Same with the one in East Gearen City, the female version. You will be needing whatchamacallit, gourmet treats. So yeah, in order to like get them. I believe this one's like a little bit of an event. I'm gonna leave it right there just for now, and I'll worry about it later. Alright, so I already talked to those two. Go to floor 1. Okay, so that guy talks to, or is talking to his grandkids. Talk to these guys here. Red shard. Let's go on ahead and battle this guy here. Go for Ember. I don't know, but I guess with like my little like rant and ramble a little bit earlier, I don't know, like it's something that I feel like for like especially like new players that I can't say it enough. Like I don't want to get into like the whole like exploration rant again, but it's more so it doesn't hurt to like be patient with the game. There's no need to rush it and whatnot. Play at your own pace. I understand work, college, school, maybe in real life stuff is going on right now. So yeah, again, don't feel like you have to like beat this game tomorrow. It is a very long game and it does take time. Okay, so I have got to switch my game to midnight, I believe, in order to start that event there. So that's the library here. I believe Zumi, that's right, she's up here. For now, I'm not going to worry about that side quest. We'll start it up a little bit later. Let me see. 2 Pokemon there. Now this is the help center request, by the way. We won't get into this now, but these are examples of quests that can be done within East Gearen City, so yeah, but again, we will not be getting into that right now. So let me go in here, and we did that, went up there. I don't want to battle the guy on the bridge just yet. Let's get the Chrysalia Hotel situation on out of the way. I believe we talked to probably not everybody, but the majority of people within the city. Can I help you? If you're looking for a reservation, let me just make this simple for you. There is no way a child like you would be able to afford our extremely opulent services. So please do me a favor and Bro moment. Owie powie kazooie lowie, that hurt. Miss Blakery, what on earth are you doing? How many times do I have to tell you not to use the trolleys in such a barbaric manner, and now you've gone hit this hooligan with it. I pray to Arceus that they don't file a lawsuit. Aw, quit worrying so much. They don't even have a scratch on them. Besides, they got in the way of my trolley first. I should sue for the damages myself. But for real, sorry for slamming my trolley into you like that. It was an accident, really. The name's Miss Blakery. Stop wasting your time with this street rat. The helicopter you requested is waiting for you on the roof as we speak. Oh crud, I forgot I requested that. I haven't even packed yet. Val will kill me if I'm late again. Oh darn, what a bother. But who needs to pack when the world is your oyster? Because, well, you know what they say. Miss Blakery, what do they say? Huh? I don't know what they say. I was asking you that. Anyway, I gotta go, but it was nice crashing into you. Bro moment. Good day, welcome to the Chris. You're quite young, Child, where is your mother? No matter, I suppose anyone is a guest as long as they have money, of course. The cost of one room for one night is approximately 10 billion Poké Dollars. What? You don't have that kind of money? Well, if you don't have money, then what are you doing here? I suggest you leave and come back with money, or I'll have you escorted by the police. Be gone. Alrighty. Now, I believe there are a few things that can be done within the hotel here. So it is definitely worthwhile to do that. And by the way, I really want to try to go over every event that happens within Rejuvenation. I probably won't get to every single one because I might either forget some or I might honestly like not know some of them, but Yeah, I will try my best to go over every single one within this series. By doing this event, by the way, I believe later on it gets you 1 point to Saki, so keep that in mind. And at a certain point with some of these like events, you cannot redo them. Once you advance too far within the game, you can't walk up in here and see her again, so keep that in mind. And that will go for most of the other things within Rejuvenation. Not every single one, but a lot of them. Alrighty. I believe there's $1,500 in there. Actually, now that I think about it, I believe this is Tesla's room. But she is somewhere else currently. I believe she's at the forest if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Minchino there. Where do you come from? Now, by the way, at some point this will be a little bit of a side quest and turn into an event encounter for Minchino, but of course that won't be right now. But I will do that whole thing within this series when we get to that point. There's a Shinx there. We'll get him once we get some more badges. I believe we need to get the second gym badge in order to come back and get the Lux Ray. Now, of course, I would highly advise it. It is a great early, mid, and honestly, even late game Pokemon. Not a bad Pokemon at all to get. Alright, basement here. Let's see here. There's something that appears in the pool only at night. That's right. I forgot how many badges you need. The little dark circle. Actually, hold up. Alrighty, I decided to change the time to midnight. The little circle right there. I believe once you get Surf and a certain amount of gym badges, I don't remember how many, it's like 4 or 5, something like that. Maybe 6, something around there. That is how you get a Totodile, and you will need a Gourmet Treat. So it is one of the Pokemon that I did bring up at the second episode, if I'm not mistaken, that a lot of the starters, you can get them somewhat early mid to mid or late game, so keep that in mind as well. Let's see here. Up here there are going to be a few Pokemon that I might capture, more so a Caterpie, I believe, is up here. I think so. There's Nova or Nove, however you pronounce her name. That's for the one help center request, so I won't get into that right now. And then we have you, but I have the password pinatas, so it's much more convenient and saves me on time with training and whatnot. And then the casino here. Most of the people, I don't think they say too many interesting things, but I would say you can check out the lottery here, see if you get lucky. Alrighty. No luck there. I believe she gives you the achievement case, and that's what I brought up last episode. Not only do they sell you the cards to get into like EV training and whatnot, they sell you an assortment of really decent items like ability capsules if you want to change the ability, and nature changing candies. I do already have the password activated for me just for convenience, and we are doing a challenge run, so yeah. And then I believe that starts up the whole coin case thing, and we'll go on ahead and grab that in a little while. So let's see here. I think that's most of that. Before we get into story stuff, let me get a few Pokemon actually. Now, within East Gearen, I don't know if it really matters the time. There is a 2% encounter, if I'm not mistaken, for a Clink. I most definitely want one. I believe it is a very solid Pokemon early mid game and can be useful late game somewhat as well. It is one of my favorite Pokemon to use within Rejuvenation. It is one of my main team members with Rejuvenation, so yeah. Now, of course, something that I like to say as well, even though I do like to give advice and whatnot, try and experience what you want to try and experience. I feel like I worded that weird, but more so, go outside of the box. You don't have to do everything that I do. For example, I don't think there's ever a time that I used a Alolan Rattata or Alolan Raticate, but by no means is it a bad Pokemon early game and maybe somewhat mid game. If you're wanting to try it or use it, try it. The worst that happens is that it doesn't work for you. So again, it doesn't hurt to learn, explore, and experience different things. And that's the beauty of, you know, honestly any Pokemon game. Whether it's more easy or more on the difficult side, there's not only one way to beat a gym leader. There's not only one way to beat rivals, boss battles, stuff like that. I see it all the time. Sometimes, oh, there we go. Great. Anyways, I see it all the time with people getting into mono-type runs, and it's so cool that you would think you are at such a disadvantage, but somehow they made it work. They won the battle. It is so cool and unique, you know, how talented people can get with Pokemon. Much more talented than me. Again, I am far from being a good player. I would like to say that I know what I'm doing, but I am far from being like the best player, or even like a expert at Pokemon, if that's fair to say. All I can say is I know what to do some of the times. I'm kind of afraid that we might OHKO it actually. Let me see if I can get a little bit lucky here. Might have to throw a Great Ball, honestly. Okay. Please. I love you. Alrighty. Welcome to the team. Let's see here. That's right, this guy... Yes. Now, you don't have to do that whole thing. Oh, I guess I missed a battle there. You don't have to do that whole thing if you're not really wanting to. But since I'm doing a challenge run, I do want to do it. That little event there gets you a Electroid. And I feel like, sorry, a Voltorb, but in the future, an Electroid, so I think that'll be useful for me. I believe we picked up two of them. Alright, I'll sell those two then. Get some money. And get ourselves a Voltorb. I'm gonna name you Ball, because I don't know what else to name you. Okay. Oh yeah, there are these two buildings that I forgot about. It's a Pokeball shop, clearly. Early game, it doesn't really have a lot of stuff, so if you have any interest in getting some of those, that's fine. If not, that's totally fine, up to you. And I believe this is the berry shop, if I'm not mistaken. That starts up a quest that I don't want to get into. So before I forget, whoops, let me get some of these actually. Maybe a little bit more. Cool, cool. Might have made a little mistake because I kind of need Pokeballs actually. That's okay. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay, so a truck guy here, one of the greatest, if not the greatest character within Rejuve. But yeah, let me see here. What do I want to do? We got those two here. I don't want to accidentally train them on accident. what I will do is go to the rooftop, save here. I'm gonna change the time to morning, get myself a Caterpie, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so let's go on through here. There we go. Get ourselves a Caterpie. Now I kind of want to get some like shiny Pokemon. I know for like Clink, for example, it's going to be more on the difficult side, and I'm not too sure if I will, since it is a 2% encounter. I know I got lucky with the Renegade route that I got myself a shiny somehow, but yeah. But anyways, double kick. Let's get rid of Scratch here. Caterpie, I'm gonna name you Pie. Because why not? I guess real quick, what else is up here again? Definitely not gonna use you. Not a bad Pokemon, honestly. I just don't see myself using it. Okay, no Persian for now. Not a bad Pokemon. I think I'll wait on Meowth, honestly. And again, something as well, like, as like you're capturing stuff, like you can always go back to like recapture certain stuff, so keep that in mind as well. So for now, I think I'll skip out on those ones. And let's go on ahead and battle this guy here. What, you refuse to pay and you want to fight? I'm gonna send you packing. Now, by the way, doing this battle, if I'm not mistaken, does give you 1 karma point, so do keep that in mind. And I do, with every situation that you gain karma points, I do want to bring it up that you do get a karma point at certain stuff within the game. Hopefully, if I remember that point. Anyways, Wingull, I will go into Sheriff. I gotta keep in mind the other Pokemon aren't trained yet. Well, more so EV trained is what I'm getting at. Hippopotas, Ember. What am I doing? It's raining. My bad. And then we should be good with Sanders. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Let's see here. I guess with that... Oh, hold up. I gotta do the event at midnight to get myself a Shuppet. Let me do that real quick. Alrighty, so there is a little bit of a event here. You came up here at this time, the 3rd floor of the Emerald Building, at night at this time. Let's play. And honestly, I don't think Shuppet is a bad early game Pokemon, so I would advise honestly capturing it. I don't know if you'll really ever use it on your gameplay, but I don't know. I can see myself possibly using this guy at some point. Plus, I kind of want to get into like capturing most, if not every event Pokemon. Well, maybe not every single one, but I want to get a lot of them that seem useful. And I do see myself possibly using a Banette. Let's see here. I know if I attack it, it's probably gonna faint. And I mean, it's not gonna hurt to go in any of the others. It's just I kind of don't want like an EV to go into the wrong point. Or wrong slot. It don't matter. Let me go into you. Curse body, great nature. There we go. Kind of want to name you Masquerade. Or Masquerade. What is it again? Masquerade's the Pokemon, right? Alright, sorry about that. I went to go look it up, so there we go. Now, by the way, if there are like random names that I like bring up are like throwaway names for like random stuff, for a prime example, Ball, Pie. If you guys have like name suggestions, I'm all ears. I know for certain Pokemon like Kitty, Sanders, Sheriff, they stay. But for other Pokemon that I may bring up, I'm definitely open to hear your guys' ideas and all of that as well, so yeah. Let's see, I think with that though... Oh, hold up, one more thing. So there's somebody here, I believe it's him, that brings up the Weasel situation. And I would say it is worthwhile to do this. Now, by the way, this is more so like an exploration kind of video and going over certain stuff within East Gearen City. I know this isn't like 100% of like a guide for all of this, of course, the way I went about it, but hopefully for the most part, for new players, it kind of gives you a decent general idea on how I kind of like go about it, so yeah. But anyways, the final thing we'll get into is the Buizel event, and I think that should be the majority of the stuff out of the way. Now, of course, next episode, we'll definitely get more into the story, do the gym badge, start off in Golden Leaf Forest, and then carry onwards. The one thing about this game that I've noticed playing through this game multiple times is when the story goes and the ball starts rolling, there really isn't a ton of pauses or breaks. It just it keeps going. So I kind of want to take the time to breathe for a moment, re-explore everything early game before we get into a lot of like dialogue and reading and whatnot. And there isn't anything wrong or bad about that by any means. I appreciate what they've done, but there is a lot of reading and a lot of story within this game. But anyways, the guy wants his Buizel back because he heard it learn some strong move or something like that. But we're about to save this Buizel from this guy here. Execute. Oh my god, I cannot believe I forgot one crucial Pokemon. I knew I was forgetting something. And that's the thing that I brought up too. There are going to be some things that I forget and then remember later. And I'm glad I remember that this episode. There's a certain electric mouse that we gotta get. And it is, in my opinion, a staple. Especially if you are new to the game, it is a staple early and mid-game Pokemon. It may seem kind of wacky, but I promise it's a very decent Pokemon and it will help you. Fine, you know what, Buizel, you can do whatever you want. And then pretty much I'll just skip the text there and not read it all. But yeah, you get a Buizel. I will name you... So you are a female. I'm gonna name you Van. Why? I don't know. If anybody's got a better name, I'm all ears. But I'm gonna name you Van. So let me see here. Can I buy gourmet treats? Whoops. Okay, let me... I ain't ever gonna use a clever wing anyway, so I ain't gonna worry about that. I'll grab one of those. Now there is, by the way, before you buy a lot of these, if you are planning to get some gourmet treats and not spend it all on berries like I did, the reason I did that is because I'm doing like a no items run. But before like you buy like a lot of those, just in case if you plan to, it doesn't hurt to do so. But there is a side quest in the future that will give you quite a few of those for doing the side quest, so keep that in mind. Anyways, final thing before we end off today's episode. This guy here. It is a staple early and mid game in my opinion. You don't have to use it. It's totally up to you. You want one with pickup. Pickup is a fantastic ability, especially with what they've done with the game. They changed it that you don't have to go to the Pokemon. The item automatically, like it tells you what it picked up and it automatically is put into your bag. Super convenient, super nice, and as you level up and whatnot with it, the better the items you get. It is stupid good early game. Not only that, especially if you're doing like a challenge run, you get access to Nuzzle, Charm. It has decent stats overall. I don't think you can really go wrong with this guy at all. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. I understand for some people, you may be thinking, why? But I'm telling you, it's very good. And it's something that I kind of like forgot about my rant with Reborn. With like checking out different Pokemon and whatnot, especially early game, you have to go outside of the box. You're going to use some Pokemon that aren't necessarily popular, however, they'll get you through the battles. Again, in my opinion, and some can disagree and that's totally fine, no Pokemon is bad. Every Pokemon is good in their own way, shape, and form. Now, of course, some are way better than others, but an example that I like to bring up, in a 1v1 scenario, there are Pokemon in PU that can kick some of the OU Pokemon's butt any day of the week. Typings, how you strategize and do things, determine a lot of different things. I feel like I said all that and that doesn't really make any sense, but hopefully you kind of get where I'm coming from. But anyways, let me re-roll until I get one with pickup. You can use an ability capsule if you want to, but I'll just kind of keep re-rolling until I get the one that I want. Alrighty, so we finally got one with pickup. Took me a little bit to finally get it, but we have it now. And I think that's pretty much gonna be it for the most part for this episode. If anybody is curious, by the way, if you are possibly doing a no items run with me, now of course if I do capture a few Pokemon off screen and whatnot, I will bring them up and tell them where I did capture them. But for the guys that we have here, Kitty, the spread that I'm going to be using for this guy is attack and speed investments, ball, special attack, and speed investments. Hold up. I think I said attack and speed for this guy. If I said special attack, sorry. Attack, speed, special attack, speed. This guy is a little bit difficult because it's a little bit different with everybody. Some go for specially defensive, some defensive. I probably will go for either defense, or I might do what I did with intense mode no items and get a little wacky. Max HP, max speed potentially. We'll see what I decide overall off screen. Metapod, max speed, max special attack, Buizel, I believe, is more so a physical attacker. I think so, question mark. So probably attack, speed investments, definitely attack speed. This guy here is going to be our... Oh, hold up. I want to organize this better. You guys go here. You'll stay over there for now. That's going to be our flame body Pokemon, so I'm not going to worry about you right now. But yeah, what I'm going to do off screen is EV train these guys, and then next episode we'll get more so into like the main story and all of that, so yeah. Anyways though, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, definitely do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.